What's up, traders? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option. Friday, huge up day, big day. Tell us that Thursday was the bottom? Well, I'm going to tell you the two indicators I'm watching to know whether this was just a bottom, and I'm going to tell you what I'm looking to do next week about it. So with that, let's dig in. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are looking at the SPX, and it had a huge day on Friday. First real major up day in what feels like a while. And what's interesting is that with how strong we closed, we basically wiped out most of the week's losses. With the S&P at 5638, up 117 points over the course of a week, despite how volatile this week was, we gave away fewer than 150 points. And we had this just really strong up day, really strong close. And, you know, what we're watching is to figure out whether this is a bottom is, number one, the VIX. And I was worried that we might actually crash out on Friday. But if you listened, what did I tell you? The one thing that makes me a little nervous about the potential for things to collapse and for us to have the true capitulation moment is the volatility index, the VIX. And what I was pointing out was that even as the market was moving lower, VIX was not making new highs, right? When the market is moving lower, if we're going to continue to tank, VIX needs to be making new highs. So what are we seeing? Why did the VIX drop this week? Well, top to bottom, we had a 10% correction. When we move that much, when we fall that much, if I've got hedges on, what do? I have to monetize them. What does monetize mean? It means I have to sell them. And at the end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, traders were unloading hedges. We saw them selling their hedges and rolling way out, which will lower VIX. And we saw them just straight up unloading their hedges and just going back to long. So with the VIX pulling back, even as the market is making lower lows, that's a sign that, hey, maybe we're starting to come out of this. So VIX giving us, hey, we might be starting to get all clear. Now, the next piece that I'm watching is the piece that we have not gotten, and that is a reduction in movement. The S&P, since this week, has been averaging about 100 points of movement a day. That is going to be good for almost 2%. That is going to hold VIX up. With the VIX now down to 2177, movement has to decline. Otherwise, VIX is going to go back up and the market is going to start selling off. We got that nice knee-jerk bounce on Friday. If we're going to get follow through, we want it to be slower and steadier. So we're watching movement. So those are two indicators. I'm watching average true range, and I'm watching how the VIX moves with the market. If we're up on Monday, and VIX is not selling off, that's a sign that maybe this rally is short-lived. But if we're up on Monday and VIX is getting schlocked again, then you're going to see implied volatility. You're going to see the market really take off. So what do you do in this market? What do? Well, VIX futures, look at how we have moved in a couple of days. VIX closed basically on top of that March future. and look at the move we've made since Tuesday. Tuesday, the VIX was 27, and that front month future was almost 25. Today, below 22, front month future in line with it. So VIX is telling us that it is anticipating volatility continue to fall. That is a big, hairy deal, folks. So what am I doing about it? How do I trade it? The first is I think two-way trades are perfect for this market. I like the idea of like a long SPY, long VIX play, the type of trade Andrew would do with his two-way trades. All right. Now, because what's nice about it is when you put it on, you don't care if the market falls, you don't care if the market rallies, but you care that it moves. Remember what I said about movement? We're moving 100 points a day. Well, if all I care about is that we're moving, then I'm going to be happy. And if movement slows down, it is going to slow down because we're moving in one direction, probably higher. If it continues this high, we'll have turned around and volatility is going to go up. So that is why I really like the idea of two-way trades, long SPY, long VIX, short SPY, short VIX. Those make a ton of sense. It's the solution for right now. All right, so what am I looking for into next week? Wednesday is March VIX futures expiration. With the VIX closing 2177 and volatility falling, if we come in on Monday and the market is up, I'm going to be looking to play some short-term VIX puts to take advantage of what could be a quick volatility collapse into quadruple witching and VIX expiration, both of which happen next week and are something that you should be keeping an eye on. All right, folks, so there you have it. Those are the two indicators I'm watching, what I'm doing about it, and your solution, which is, of course, two-way trades. You can click the link in this email to learn about it. And if you're watching me on YouTube, please like, subscribe, leave a question or a comment, and keep an eye on the VIX. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. I hope you have a good one.